Hey everybody, it's Danny with Total Geek Live, and I'm here with Baltimore and Guy and Kaiser, and we're here to trailer trash Pacific Rim Uprising.
What?
Yeah, it's a sequel.
What?
In this day and age? No.
I know, right?
No.
It's such a rarity to have a sequel.
You sure it's not a reboot?
See?
It's a requel.
It's a
Requel.
Good, right?
It's not NyQuil.
No, this definitely won't put you to sleep.
I don't know.
Will Harder.
All right, so let me get the trailer pulled up here.
All right.
All right. You guys getting ready?
Oh, yes.
All right. So,
You're ready, Fanny?
you ready? And we're going to hit play now.
The Grover's upset.
Oh, this thing's happening,
That's a big foot.
but not Bigfoot.
But not Bigfoot, yes.
No,
We were
not big.
born into a world.
Is that the
at war.
Game of Thrones girl?
Between the monsters
With the
that
Star Wars
destroyed our
guy?
cities
I
and
don't
the
know.
monsters
I
we
don't think
created
so.
To stop
Oh,
them.
okay.
We thought we had
But yeah,
I have
that's
to take-
that's
It's
but
that's
the
Star
war we
Wars,
thought
dude.
we finished.
It's a little off-putting to hear the British accent from him, even though I know he's British.
And the only thing standing in front of
That's
the
how you know he's
apocalypse
playing a different character.
It's not
is
him.
us.
Wow.
But it doesn't matter where you came from. We believe in you. And
This one has that solo game. It's in the first one. Was that
Yeah.
Charlie?
This is
Yeah,
our
that's
time.
Charlie
This is
Day.
our chance
Yeah,
to make
they're
a
gonna have to
difference.
do Charlie work for sure.
Now let's get it done. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, was that Eastwood?
Yeah. That's Scott.
Okay. Oh, miss me!
And they could wipe out all life.
But you hit the building.
See, when I first saw this trailer, I thought that was Chris Hardwick from Charlie Day. Dude, he flashed by so
I think I
fast.
should get used to this.
Oh, badass.
There's something you need to
Hell,
see.
And then the creepy guy. Oh, he's so creepy. Yeah.
the effects are incredible.
Now this, okay, so
Well,
Quick, form Voltron.
yeah, were they merging together? So are now the Jaegers
No, that's the
together?
antagonist.
Right.
Everything you got.
No, but it was showing the kaiju.
Yeah, the
merging.
kaiju were merging together, kind of.
Oh, I thought they were just like it was just a new creature coming together, not forming.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it was so quick. At first, I thought it was just regenerating. It was like, oh, they don't die. But then it showed it like getting larger, and it showed the shadow encased them. I was like, oh, good. Did they form together? Did it heal and get bigger? You know, what was...
Right, there was not enough
going
in
on?
that scene to kind of figure out what was going on there.
Well, they got to say something for the movie.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You
I
don't
think
want
we
all the
need to
spoilers.
focus on the most important part, gentlemen.
And
More giant robots versus more giant monsters. And really, that's all I'm looking for. That's what I loved about the last one, and I'm on board for more of it.
Oh, yeah.
same
The
here.
end.
I know.
And see.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
am. I don't know. I guess I'm the lone duck here. I'm super overwhelmed by all this, all the CGI and all the everything and all the big explosions and guns and everything. It's a lot, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But for me, it's just like I kind of need something kind of to grab onto and to work with, I guess, and empathize, or kind of I'm with you now. And I didn't see that for me in here in this video, in this trailer. And I think I saw the first one, but I feel like I may have fallen asleep. So I don't really understand what's happening, or why there's a sequel.
Well, what's happening is these giant creatures are destroying the world. So humanity created these giant robots to fight them.
Correct. Yeah, these
so
giant
weird.
creatures came up through a rift in space-time dimension, some type of rift that actually is in the bottom of the ocean, way, way, way down to where we can't get to or whatever. And they're coming out of that and wrecking havoc in our world. And
Right.
so,
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, so there was the whole building up the how we pronounce it, Jaegers.
Jaegers.
Yeah, like shots. We're doing shots of Jaegers while we're building
Jaeger
robots.
bombs.
I think I need one to watch this.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, that whole description of the premise also could have doubled off as the weirdest explanation of the birds and the bees possible.
You see, when a giant kaiju wants to destroy the world, well, okay, so
Childlike.
you build these giant robots, see, and it takes two people.
Inside the robot.
Oh yeah, and so they're not actually in the robot; they're just controlling it from.
No, they're in it.
They're in it.
They're in it.
Yeah, it's not a
What if
remote
babies are made?
thing.
But
it would make
it looks
sense.
like they are.
Right. No, there's just a lot of room in the robot because it's so big. Now, it would make sense that you would want to operate it like a drone. That's
Yeah.
something. That's something I never really understood about the Jaegers and all that. I think it would be more safe to just have it operating from a distance as a drone, and then if it goes down, oh well, let's power up this one. But I guess I think the resources are limited. They can only build so many of these robots, and I think there's like some kind of neural connection thing that they have to. It may be a limitation with the technology that they have to have that neural link and be close to the thing that they're power or inhabiting or whatever. And
But in the scenes where you kind of see them armored up, but clearly they're not. It seems like there's like a lot of things, like there's like a science division near them or something. Are they inside the thing as well?
They're watching them. It's like that's just cutting between the command center and what's going on inside the Jaeger.
I guess that's where I just got like.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like what's
a lot of the confusion too.
Yeah,
It is very. It all looks like it's in the same room almost.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of have to go back and watch the first one to kind of familiarize yourself with how everything's kind of set up. This takes place 10 years afterwards.
10 years after.
Yeah,
was
just to
was
let you
Scott
know.
in the first
No.
one? Okay.
No.
When did the last one come out? It wasn't too terrible.
It was 2013.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
That's not so far.
Yes. And Boyega plays Jake Pentecost, who is the son of Stacker, who was in the first movie. You see him that he stares at a picture of his father in one scene.
Heimdall?
Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the first movie.
Yep.
It doesn't end well for him.
Yeah. Maybe you should watch the first one instead of the sequel. Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here? Why are you watching this? But
they dismissed us.
Yeah. But guys, so talking about Boyega, this really is, yes, he was in Force Awakens, but he wasn't the true lead character there like he's being set up here. Do you think you think he's going to be able to pull it off as like the leading star, or lead this team and everything?
Well, he's sporting that sweet mustache now, so yeah, of course he will. But
Yeah.
no, I actually liked John in Force Awakens. He was a lot of fun. He had a really nice dynamic to it. I've seen a lot of his, outside of Star Wars, his personality. He seems like a nice guy, and he seems like he's pretty diverse in his acting. I think he would be okay in leading a new thing. The biggest question for me, though, is like, how much of a chance is he going to be able to really get to act and express his full range when the majority of it, the last one is just giant robots constantly fighting. Is he going to get a chance to really express himself when this is a lot of action scenes, like shortly after each other? So,
well, if you remember, I mean, there was moments of character building and drama, even within the suits and going out. It's very personal interaction between their co-pilot, because one person controls one side, the other person controls the other side, and then the two that are controlling it have to have a special mental bond.
Right.
So building that scene with whoever his mental bond is, the dialogue between them when they're about to face this great danger. I mean, there's gonna be setups for these moments to allow him to show off his acting chops.
Right. And
I would say if they follow the steps of the first movie,
and that's fair enough. Yeah, I can see that. But I think he's a good actor, and I think given his chance to really delve into what you were talking about, yeah, I think he'll do fine. I'm just curious to see how they'll present this new character.
Yeah, same here. And I mean, if you notice that at some point we see the Jaegers fighting themselves, and then we see them fighting the monsters. So I think there's going to be kind of two arcs within the movie where, and it may even be between the two doctors, Dr. Geisler and Dr. Gottlieb, or whatever.
Gottlieb.
Yeah. I think there might be some. That's why we see the Jaegers fighting each other. There's maybe some power control going on within the division itself and everything. But then when the monsters get here, there's that other arc where, okay, well, we need to put aside our differences and focus on the real problem, why we built these damn robots in the first place. And I think that may bring up some interesting dialogue and relationship situations and different kind of dramatic stuff. And we'll see how, with Jake being kind of taking the lead from and representing his father's legacy and all that, and how he's going to have to step up and kind of deal with all of that. Not only the people and threats and all that with all the drama, but then the monsters themselves. So it might be interesting.
I can see that.
But
does anybody have a favorite Jaeger, either from the first movie or from what they've seen in this trailer? Because in the first movie, the Jaegers were nation-based. You had the Russian Jaeger, and you had the Chinese Jaeger, and you had the American Jaeger, right. Because each continent was kind of building one to help defend. I wonder if there's so
taste here. Yeah.
It feels like this is more of a combined effort that everybody has kind of gotten together now and is centering around the one, whether it's a corporation or an organization. We're really not sure yet, but it feels like it's everybody on one team since they now have the common goal or all that. I kind of like that dude with the big swingy thing.
The mace, like the Morningstar one?
Yeah, the Morningstar one, and it kind of spun. Didn't it spin around and stuff? Yeah, that kind of looked really cool.
Yeah,
they really just kind of showcase Boyega's in it. That's the only one I'm really getting a mental image from this one. I can't really, and the one with the Morningstar. The other ones that. Oh, there was chainsaw arms.
Yeah, there was chainsaw arms.
They had the drill arm, like the Big Daddy from BioShock. That big, that one I thought was super cool.
Yeah.
It went by so fast. I don't have.
And that is true.
A visual image that's striking, because from the first movie they were so diverse in their design.
Right.
I mean, they looked completely different from each other, which really kind of showcased the craftsmanship and the mentality of the different nations that built them. Mm-hmm. They each had a different idea of what a giant robot should look like and how it should function. Whereas this one, they seemed a lot more similar to each other, just with different kind of weapons and slight differences. Although there was the one, it looked like it was piloted by a single person.
Yeah.
Like
I thought they were all single person, to be honest.
Yeah, so from the trailer you didn't catch.
No, if you well, again, you have to watch it a couple of times because there's that one scene where two of them are slinging this electric whip. It's a blue lightning whip, and they're together and they're in sync, whipping it while kind of flying through the air, and their Jaeger is doing the same thing. But you have to watch this trailer a couple of times in order to really absorb it all.
Honestly, the new designs, they really reminded me of those old toys. Do you remember Star Ears at all? Blank Stares. They were made by Tomy. They were like robots, and they had like brains that looked like people. They were like giant robotic bodies, and they each had like different weapons in their chest. But they were all samey like robots, but they were differentiated by their unique weapon. I kind of got that vibe, but like that. So
right on.
We'll have to find a picture to pop up somewhere in the credits or link in the description maybe. Yeah, what you're talking about there. It sounds cool.
Yeah, definitely email it to me and I'll do some research on it. So Baltimore, you're not as into this as the rest of us, but the idea specifically with this film is that this is going to springboard into another, here we go, that cinematic universe. So there's going to be more of these coming around, and they're even talking about bringing Godzilla into the mix later on. Maybe not the third film, but once they get things established, they want to do stuff that's canon and then stuff that's kind of one shots. Do you like that idea? Would that bring more interest into you if it was, maybe later down the road there was enough material here from a cinematic standpoint? Or do you think, oh my God, another cinematic universe for me to...
I mean, I'm all for shared cinematic universes. I think it's interesting. It's a great concept, and it's something that we're really kind of getting that heyday, that golden age of that at the moment. But to be honest, I really don't know what else they're going to... I mean, you said Godzilla. Okay, sure. But it feels like this could just be sequels, and I'm fine with that. I don't really see how they're going to make a cinematic universe filled with other monsters or Godzillas or whatever. I just don't know. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if it would tempt me to see it more. But if they can pull it off, that's great. I mean, like I said, I like that kind of shared universe concept and that kind of bleed over concept where things kind of take a life in various ways. But who's the distributor for this? It's not, or the production company? Is it
Universal? I believe is at the opening.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's Universal Pictures. So they have a lot of different monsters to.
So they're trying to do this
versus the Wolfman.
Is that where this is supposed to tie in with the Mummy and all the dark?
Well, the Dark Universe merges with Pacific Rim.
It needs all the help it can get, so why not?
Yeah, I really don't know. I haven't read enough into that to know. I know that the people involved with this particular film, like the director and the screenwriter, they do want to do a cinematic thing, and they've got Universal behind them. And they have talked about Godzilla and all that, but I haven't heard about any of the other monsters. I mean, you could theoretically, for whatever reason, they could get a huge radiation and just grow to a huge size, and you've got Dracula and the creature from Black Lagoon and whatever you want, just big giant monster size.
Okay, I'll do that.
That would be utterly bizarre.
I know, wouldn't it be bizarre?
Yeah,
but
that's like who? It's like almost like the only person they could pair up with is like Power Rangers or something to be even close.
And that's something in this trailer that Kaiser brought up that kind of interested me, is that I see that as the next evolution. if at least with these particular monsters, the kaiju, if they start, forming together, like I think they even did it in the end of the first film, merging and stuff and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, then I'm all for the Jaeger team figuring out a way, technology wise, to form their robots into one big giant robot, because then we've got a live action Voltron.
To an even bigger huge robot.
Yes.
Yes.
They are growing. It's like Russian stacking dolls.
Get on my shoulders. Get on my shoulders. Get on my shoulders.
It's like a cheerleader pyramid.
Mad chicken fight.
Right. It's
That'd be
like playing a
amazing.
game of chicken.
Write the checks to
Well,
us,
they're the
Universal.
water, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see. The whole idea of like a shared cinematic universe is like, you take Marvel, it's got this breadth of characters and so many different story arcs, and that you can tell these different types of stories,
And
like
genre.
Yeah, and genres. And with this, it's like, well, you've got giant robots fighting giant monsters. Do
There
you
you
just
go.
focus on a single robot in a single situation and their story? Because if you start just focusing on the characters and stuff, you might be able to tell some cool stories, but if you're going to see a Pacific Rim movie, there's certain staples they're precedents that they've set.
Right.
Giant robot, giant monster.
Monsters. The end.
Yeah. Well, that was my kind of like, I don't see what the expansion would be.
Yeah.
Well, I see it where they would try to go to wherever these things are coming from and
Exploration type of thing.
exploration and
But
kinda
that just
getting
sounds
out
more
there.
like
That's sequel.
sequels. Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm down
are we-
for that. I think that's
Yeah.
Because
I just don't
to
share.
me, I'd want to know where, if anything, did somebody create these things?
Yeah.
Or are they just their own living thing getting through here? Because it may be full on attack by another society on the other side.
Yeah.
We don't know. So that's a
they haven't-
storyline that they could maybe
Yeah.
do. I don't know.
Well, all I know is that I felt stupid not seeing the first Pacific Rim in the theaters. I didn't see it until on my phone. I
Oh.
sat and watched it one day, and I'm like, this is amazing. What took me so long? I didn't see it for like a year or two after it even come out.
Yeah.
And then everyone's all, oh, it's this great movie and stuff. And me, I love giant robots and stuff. Big
You?
Voltron fan and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like third or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, like something.
Yeah.
And
those motion seats.
oh, you saw it like with the deep
Yeah, I'm like,
theaters?
it's a pretty good movie. All right.
Did they submerge the theater underwater when they went in to actually?
Yeah, they
I saw
sprayed
that in
misty
Fury
water on-
Road. I think that cured me.
Oh,
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah. So for a trailer trash or cash, this has got my cash. If it's gonna have an IMAX showing, I'm gonna go see it in IMAX. Now, even though Guillermo del Toro's not in the director's seat,
Right.
this time I think he's still involved as a production aspect, so he's still got his hands in, and it looks like they're taking all the cues that he set up in the original, that they're not trying to undo what he had done, just do more. So yeah, I'm there. IMAX
Yep. Same here.
has my cash.
Yep.
Cash.
Same here. IMAX especially, because just with the sound and the imagery and stuff, I want to be immersed in this world, and I think IMAX is going to be the way to go on that. And so I'm going to throw IMAX cash all over this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's a spectacle, to be sure. It's got a lot of great, bombastic elements. But for me, I'm going to the Atlantic coast. I'm not going to be a part of this Pacific Rim nonsense. I got to go be safe on the Atlantic coast. So I'm trashing.
There is an Atlantic Rim movie that done, the mockbusters that come out.
Yeah, the little low budget copycat things.
Copycat movies. There is an Atlantic Rim.
Really?
Shut up. Kidding.
So have fun there on the Atlantic coast with all the cheap knockoffs. We're going to be in the Pacific coast.
I'll just go down to Chinatown.
I'll be in the Gulf of Mexico rim. Fine down here. They haven't made a movie about that. So
Yeah. Isn't the Gulf of Mexico rim coated in salt?
much. I'll just have
Yeah, but
margarita.
you get a margarita or a Mai Tai.
Exactly. It's like, well, it looks pretty bad for you guys.
Oh man. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, no, trash for me.
All right. That's okay.
More for us.
We'll see you at next year's Robopalooza then.
So, Guy, you're down?
I'm down. Of course I'm down.
Right
I see
on.
robots fight monsters. I'm a simple man of simple tastes. I need robots, monsters, maybe a musical number. We'll talk. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, if they don't dance at the end of this, then I'm going to be a little bit upset.
A big Bollywood spectacle, but in the kaijus
But in
and
the
the
kaijus.
Jaegers
Yes.
and the Jaegers dancing.
Yes.
So if I wouldn't cry.
Yep. I totally want that. I want the kaiju with a little top hat going like that and all that. And then the robots, all the Jaegers spinning behind them and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Should get J Robo Frog.
Oh, man.
Not a bad.
So there you have it, guys. 3 out of the 4 geeks are cashing in. It's Pacific Rim Uprising. And, we didn't mention, it's March 23rd, 2018. That's when it's going to be released. So, pretty good time.
Oh, good to know.
Not right when
I
spring.
put it on my calendar.
Yeah, put it on your calendar, Baltimore.
Go see something else this day.
Something else, yeah. We'll have to figure out what else is coming out in March for you.
Yeah.
But that's it from us for Total Geek Live here with another episode of Trailer Trashin'. And it's all geek to us, guys. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff to keep pushing the TGL info out there, all right? Push the button. Push the button. Push it. Push it. Push that button. So again, thanks for watching, guys. And good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever.
So long. Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Merry Kwanzaa to you.
What?
It's like all the holidays together.
He's inclusive.
Ah.
Merry
Festivus for the rest of us and everything else.
I celebrated along with Tronica, the Tron holiday that I invented around December.
I love Tronica.
Tronica's beautiful.
Oh no, who made the primer?
I'm doing downsizing.
I think maybe I made the primer.
You did.
Crap.
Classic Danny.
Damn it. So I have to switch between windows and things. Hold on. I'm not ready for this then. This is
We're
different.
just gonna have a video of you freaking out. Not the actual shit, man. Too late.
It's like in Team America. When you're in danger, just do this. And we just see Danny.
Okay, so Kaiser, when you count down